Welcome to News Booze Part 2. Woohoo! So yeah, we decided that because the last episode was a lot of Mother's Day
hmm
recaps and all the fun stuff that I know you desperately want to hear. We decided to split it into two. So you can have the news and the what we watched in a separate episode, just in case you're not into the whole motherly shebang of it all, or give two
Enough.
figs about it. But actually, because I forgot, we're going to put a little bit of a cross promotion. Highly recommend, and I'm going to turn off my stupid video for a hot second. Highly recommend this book because
Oh,
this has been because last week I took my kids to, after the regatta, to the library, and I realized I didn't share this on the last episode, but I love you because you're you. I forgot this book was absolutely the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my entire life, so highly recommend because I'm going to buy it because they have me read it to them every single night, with the exception of tonight because they fell asleep in my bed before I could actually tuck them into bed. But legitimately, it just goes through every stage. I love you even when you're basically, since this is after hours talk, I love you when you're awesome. I love you when you suck. I love you when you're nice. I love you when you're shit. I love you when all the things in between. But at the end, it always says, I love you any way you are. I love you because you're you. And it is the most adorable thing. And they always end the night on a happy, like little face, like smile at the end of the book. And then I kiss them goodnight. And even if like that day was just hellacious, where like they were just at each other's throat, they're just like they peacefully go to sleep together. And it's beautiful. But anyway, that's all I had to say because I completely forgot about it until literally we started part two. So now, without further ado, we can get into the news.
the news.
Bow, bow, bow. Um, okay. So let's chat Diddy, Diddy, Diddy. Can't you see? Sometimes the world just hypnotized me into trafficking. Anywho, so the Diddy jury. Give me a minute for that one. Didn't know I was gonna sing on that one. Um, so Diddy jury selection just started on Monday, but it is Friday, and guess what? Diddy's selection is still underway because there's a lot of little contingencies that happen with jury selection is like the norm pre-social media days is you're not supposed to know diddly squat about the person, the
Yep.
plaintiff.
hmm
Well, who the hell hasn't heard anything whatsoever about the Diddy trial?
Very hard to do when it's a celebrity. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So apparently 19 were chosen officially as of Tuesday, but there's still a bunch that are rifling through because they have backup jury members, et cetera, before it officially dubs the head jury or whatever it may be.
hmm
So still as of today, as Friday, there were a couple that were vetoed out because of too many things that were happening within internally. They were too close to the case. There was one that was actually like worked for that was like wrangled in that worked for the company that produced the documentary on Diddy on HBO. And they're like,
Oh.
oh, well, I think you might know more than you should. So there's like a lot of those cases where it was like too many hit close to home. And
hmm
so with the jury selection, it's a little bit more tricky because of the situation is you obviously know the case. You know who P. Diddy's name. How are you going to go in completely blind, not knowing like anything at all? So that is still happening, but from what the latest I've heard and what the latest that we posted in our story from the Talk of Shame, who I need to shout out now, who will put it in the pour it out portion later on, is the Talk of Shame actually did talk about how technically you can still hear about who Diddy is, what he does, what he did, blah, blah, blah. In the case, there's like certain rules, I guess, that you can actually go about to stay on the jury. This is like one of the juries I feel like if you were actually called in to be in a jury, Wouldn't you be like,
Yeah.
oh no, I'll do it. I'm not trying to get out of it. Like, isn't that this like, what would you do if you're like, okay, I have to go to court and I'm going to tell them the reasoning is why. They always start off because this has only happened to me once where I actually had to, even with my excuse of being like whatever my job was at, at the time, mostly
Hmm.
it was like taking care of children. You sometimes still are like, well, I don't care. You still have to come. You always hear
Yeah.
about what the case is before you give the reason as to why you can't serve. If you were pulled on a jury where you're like, this perpetrator is a well-known mogul and it's a sex trafficking trial, and you're like putting two pieces together, like, whoa, 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 wait, I've heard about, wait, oh my God, I'm on the Diddy trial. Would you stay on or would you try to be off?
No, I would try and be on. That's like I mean, even if it wasn't high profile, I would try and be on. The last time I got called, I tried to be on and I didn't get like a called, like it
Oh.
did. And then the time before that, I think I genuinely couldn't. I forget what the reason was. Like I was in my 20s. But I remember, and I don't know if they do this like in a high profile case, but they literally brought the plaintiff in. So like you could see the person and they explained like what the case was about. I don't remember what it was about. I don't think it definitely wasn't murder. But so like I'm curious, do they do that with Diddy too? Do they like, hey, set the stage? Or is it
Hey, do you want
they
to
don't?
meet P. Diddy?
No, it's not that like it's like it's like going to court. Like you literally step into a courtroom, you're in the back, they have you like
Oh
line
no,
up
see,
in
that's what I've
numbers.
been at before, where they're
Yeah.
like, okay, this is the I one time because normally I'm able to like get vetoed out like online, but this was
Hmm.
the one time I was told like, nope, too bad, so sad, won't mom, you have to still come. I went downtown in San Jose. I literally went into the th same thing where it's like you're into the jury selection room, then you go into the courtroom, then they tell you the court case,
Yes. Yeah.
but they like basically allude to what is happening in the court case. They don't
Mm.
say like, Sir, Jonathan Bladahoodle and Thakala Bladahidi are against each other on diddle dada balada. Like they don't go into that. They just say like perpetrator is this, defense is this. Now you need to basically speak as to are you able to serve? From what I can remember.
Just like I don't know. Yeah. But I'm curious, like, how did they do that? And I definitely I would want to be on this case. And just in general, like, I think serving as your, like, as a juror it really is an honor. Like, call me a nerd, but I think it's so cool. I would, like, if I could make it happen with work and with, like, childcare, like, hell yeah, they should, by the way, totally cover childcare because then they would get more people. Like, why don't they?
That's the thing is like they only give you $10 a day pretty much. And that's like, what is that? It freaking
Not even parking.
pilgrimage times? Like that isn't even parking. Are you serious? $10 a day? Are you cracked out of your mind?
Yeah, they are. They're cheap ass freaking
Like
butts.
legitimately, like they need to reevaluate the payment system situation. But anyway, so it says by order, defendant Sean Combs, inmate number three, will be permitted to receive non-prison clothing at the MDC to wear for his trial. So basically says that he was going to go into the jury selection, being able to actually be like not having to wear his like scrubs or whatever they're called.
Hmm.
Then later on, it is then dubbed maybe like 2 or 3 days after because they keep giving updates. And again, follow the talk of shame if you want like day-to-day coverage because she's definitely giving her day-to-day coverage on exactly what is happening in the trial. But what the latest was, and also shout out to 50 Cent because he posted the funniest thing I've ever seen. What was
I
him
saw
as the
that.
jury, and he's like, Sean Diddy's
What?
jury
Okay,
selection for trial.
very briefly, can you explain what like in 4 sentences did he like what happened between them? Because I have no idea.
50 Cent is such the pot stir little bitch princess that I love so much, that brings so much joy to my life. Because even in Vanderpump days,
Mhm.
um, so it all comes full circle, Vanderpump. Vanderpump days, he called out Lala Kent, who's used to be on Vanderpump, her ex baby daddy slash ex fiance owed him like tons of money.
Oh.
And then he just straight up posted on story or posted on his Instagram. It was like money by Monday
Hmm.
or else. And so it ended up being this whole thing. It was like money by Monday, money by Monday. And it was like this whole campaign situation basically saying like if you don't pay me money by Monday, you're fucked kind of thing. So he posts shit like I don't care who I hurt. I don't give two shits. I don't have any loyalty. I'm down to if I can just put all my shit out there. So he is one of those people that you talk about that are like the opposite of us, whereas like we don't post our dirty laundry, we don't post our like things that are inner workings of
Yeah.
our lives. Like no one have a clue kind of situation. And we're not being sarcastic about that. Like literally no one would have a clue as to what's going on. Even things I talk about on here, he would have no idea. Um, he he's like, here it is. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it all, public. He does not give two actual fucks. He is such a little petty princess. I love every second of it. Oh, I love it.
I
So
love that.
follow 50 Cent. If you know something is coming and if you know someone has done 50 Cent dirty, oh, he won't care. Two little bits about who he's talking about, who he is, chit-chatting about, because let me tell you, he is like, I don't care. Put it out there. Air
I
it
love
all.
it.
Oh no, he's a fun follow, let me tell you.
Oh.
Um, so the latest update with the Diddy trial
Hmm.
is that according to the talk of shame, she literally is the one to follow because she goes through actually the court documents and reads line by line. So there's no, I'm just gonna do the highlight reel or I'm just gonna cover a couple things. Like she goes in and reads every single document to a T. So basically what she posted a reel recently, and I'll actually repost it. Um, maybe it got deleted. It said the Diddy trial is there's no televised courtroom, so it's not going to be like the Gwyneth Paltrow thing where there's going to any be televised information whatsoever. There's 19 prospective jurors personally chosen at this moment, but there are backup jurors just in case. And the trial for day one is set to happen on Monday, but as of no joke, today, Friday, 5/9. It was just announced that there is potentially an issue with the Diddy case, shocking, literally as it's supposed to go on Monday. And I'm trying to get to her coverage, but on apparently where I was, oh, it got deleted. Okay, so disregard. But apparently on Monday there is this hiccup where it's like there is an issue with the jury still. The jury selection should not be taking this long. It started on Monday. 19 were chosen by Tuesday.
But
There's still issues by Friday.
and that makes, I mean, to me, it kind of makes sense because, like, for Diddy, for his like defense, they probably want to make sure that they are like picking the right jurors, like, or if they have
Yeah.
any say in it. Because if you hear this case, you're probably like, no,
Oh, I know all about it. Or like,
you know,
oh my God,
or
I heard the worst.
yeah, or even just like if even if you didn't hear about it and you just got like the headline, just like one little like not the headline from the news, like just like literally just plucked out a synopsis of what is happening, you would be like, that guy's fucked. So, and I hope, you know what? I hope he is. Sorry. Um,
Literally.
like you're it's not looking so good. Um, Seems like you did those things, and if you did those things, you deserve it.
Well, and also before we move on from the Diddy trial,
Yeah.
he did get a plea deal offer last
Really?
week and he denied it. He
What?
rejected the plea deal. So I'm just gonna go off the cuff, and I'm just gonna assume that the plea deal meant that he needs to name people, and he's very much like being like, I'm not gonna name anybody. I'm no snitch. And that means if he is found guilty, he has life in prison because he didn't take the plea deal.
That's weird that they would like value him like telling on other people over like punishing
Are you
him.
kidding? That's the whole. Don't you remember Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine
Yeah.
Maxwell? The
But like
same thing.
Jeffrey Epstein was the guy, though. Like he was the guy who was like orchestrating. He's the one who should like, oh yes, other people who were involved absolutely should be punished. But like that person who is like despicable in the orchestrating
Like
of
the
it
head.
need they need to be punished. There needs to be consequences for that at the utmost. You shouldn't even be offered a plea deal if you are at that level of disgusting, like human to other humans.
One would hope, but
Just to
they're
get
always
someone else?
what I've seen in the news and in Law and Order SVU, where I get most of my news.
I
Um,
love
pre this podcast, that's where I used to get most of my news. Um, they will always offer a plea deal, plea deal, plea deal, plea deal. They will always offer a plea deal if you are willing to rat out your accomplices or the people who are on your like client list because they want to get the other perpetrators. If you are going to hold shit close to the vest, all right, bro. I hope you're found guilty and I hope you get sent to prison for life because homeboy, it's not going to feel good, if you
if
know what I
you're the
mean.
person, like let's say this was murder, and you're the person who like
I'm sure there's been murder.
you literally are the person who kills someone. And maybe it's like let's even add this. You kill multiple people. And maybe you have an accomplice who
Wasn't he
takes
part of like, wasn't his name dropped in the Tupac situation or the Biggie situation?
yeah, Tupac, I think. But no, like let's say you're the person who's like you're on a killing spree and you have a getaway guy. So you're gonna give
You're so
the guy
innocent how you talk. Like you are on a killing spree with the getaway guy.
good, I'm glad. Have a little halo on. No, but like my point is like so you would give the guy who killed someone who's a murderer a plea deal just to get like I know those aren't they're not completely the same, but what I'm saying is like this is the guy. Diddy is the guy. He is
You're
like
like
that.
pointing, you're like, that's him.
That's him. You have him. Why are you offering a plea deal? That's fucking insane.
Because they want other people to go down for it. And he's like, nah, dog, I'm cool. Okay, that sounded a
You
little
got the
bit,
biggest
was that
fish. You
racist?
got the big no, but
You know what I
I'm glad
mean?
you pulled back on that, Danielle.
No, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's trying to be like, no, it's fine. I'll just go down for it all. I'll let the other people that were actually involved in the
Good.
situations, I'll let them, I'll let them just be innocent for life. Like, are you kidding me?
Insane. It's insane.
In the
Anyways.
membrane. Anywho, all right, well, that's enough about that piece of shit. I said it,
Yeah.
and I'll say it
Mhm.
again. Give me a microphone. Oh, that's right, I have one. All right, so let's go into the first American Pope was
I
elected this
know.
week. So it's not like Eurotrip said, it's not Scotty. He did not become Pope. Scotty doesn't
Mm.
know that Fiona and me do to my van every Sunday. No, it's not Scotty. So the first Pope is actually Pope Leo.
Phil Leo.
Pope
You know what? I don't know
Leo.
how I feel, but so far it seems like the other side doesn't really like him. The conservatives don't really like him. And so I, thus far,
That
like
means I love
him.
him. Oh, I love him. Oh my God, I want to kiss him on the
Also from
mouth.
Chicago. I hear
Yeah,
he's like
okay.
the American Pope, which
He's
I'm
the
okay
first,
with.
no, he
First
is the
American.
first American pope. So I'm gonna give
But
him five.
I heard that he's like the least American Pope. Like he's not like he hasn't lived in America for a while and he
Oh.
doesn't have like an American like vibe. He's very like humble and chill.
I've already seen all the memes where it's like, because, just disclaimer, because this band is from Chicago, it's like, oh my God, does P the Pope know about Alkaline Trio? And I was going to post it. And of course, I immediately thought of Charlie being like, the Pope only lived in America for like 5 years, and I would have been like, wow, way to rain on my parade, loser. Anyway. He doesn't listen to this, so it doesn't matter. So, anyway, Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost has been selected as the next pope, known as Pope Leo. Again, I want to know, again, meaning I've thought about this internally out loud.
I
Again, I want to know why Leo? Why Leo?
think
And
he said what? Yeah,
why not Pope Robert? Why not Pope Robert Francis? Why not
I'm
Pope
into it.
Rob? I like it. Pope Leo. He is the first American pontiff in history. And now let's learn 5 fun facts about the new pope. According to CBS News, he was an underdog to become pope. So betting markets, and I will link this all in the description, but betting markets like Polymarket showed that Cardinal Robert F. Provost as an unlikely candidate to become pope. His odds went up as news spread that a new pope had been chosen. So it looked like literally at 1:15 p.m., all of a sudden his odds shot up and he was legitimately the underdog. He was the low of the low of all the options.
Wow.
Interesting. He does have dual citizenship of US and Peru. He was born in Chicago but worked in Peru on and off from 1985 to 2023. He became a naturalized citizen of Peru in 2015. He was a math major. He graduated from Villanova University in Pennsylvania in 1977 with a undergraduate degree in mathematics. 5 years later, he was ordained and ultimately earned a doctorate in canon law at the Pontifical University of St. Thomas Aquinas. Wow, forgive me. My dad would be like, your pronunciation is horrible. In Rome. He is also multilingual. He speaks 5 languages. He speaks English, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and French. And his birthday is on September 14th. He is a Virgo and he was born in 1955.
Wow. I'm glad.
And
He's yeah.
the more you know.
The more, the more you know. I feel like, he's not a totally, I've read that he's not like completely radical, like in terms, he obviously doesn't believe that like women should be popes either.
Down with that woman's. Get out of
Honestly,
here, women.
honestly, I'm not Catholic. I don't have a horse in this race anyways, and so it feels very traditional to have a male pope. So you know what, you guys take that one. That's fine. You guys don't want to have sex for the rest of your lives. That's on you. We don't
None of
need,
that.
no, it's okay. Um,
If you don't watch, you don't know what I just did.
But you know what? What I feel like though is that I think that they must have chosen him because like the United States world is that leader who is there has an effect on other people. I have read that like Canada has chosen different politicians in a reaction to Trump. So it's no shock that the Vatican would choose a pope who clearly stands against evil.
That's right.
Evil. So,
That's right.
so you know what? Marjorie Taylor Greene, you fucking asshole, who said when the last pope died, what did she say? Like, pull it, we got to pull up that quote. She's such a fucking asshole. She was like, um,
Wait,
something,
Marjorie Pope Pope. Marjorie Pope. Wait. Wait, Pope? Is her
Mar
last name Pope?
no, Marjorie Taylor Greene Pope quote. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you take this one. Oh, she's
Yeah.
rough. Okay,
Evil is
continue.
being defeated. She said, evil is being defeated by the hand of God on the morning that Pope Francis died. You're an asshole. Okay? You're an asshole. I'm not Catholic, but you know what? You're an asshole.
And her forehead looks like an asshole. Anyway,
Her forehead does look like an
um,
asshole. What a dick. Like, who says that when people die? When someone who has
you piece of
dedicated their
shit.
life to the betterment of humanity, and you have the freaking balls to say that, you're awful human. Horrible. So, you know what? That's what they did. That's what the Vatican did. They said, you know what? We actually don't want to choose anyone who could even, like, we want to make a stance. So, like, that is not what Christianity is. So, sit and spit and bitch.
Sit on
Anyways,
that, you little cunt.
uh,
Anyhow,
did you see the AI image that Trump posted of himself prior to them choosing our new pope?
oh, I feel like his marketing team is just on one right now. They are releasing AI images of him all buffed out, roided out with freaking flexed arms and shit. And now they're releasing him with the AI little like hat. I posted it in our story, but oh my God, his marketing team needs to be fired. Like he's making a mockery. People literally every single comment is like, is this a joke? Like, are you guys literally serious right now? Oh my God, what is
So
wrong with you? All of the comments just say that.
my insider, my Christian insider, my mother, was like, you have to talk about this because she was like, there are people on the internet. She was like, there are these old Christian people on the internet who are like, he didn't post that. That's fake news. And she's like,
Fake news sucks my dick.
so then she was like, he just posted a like response to it, defending himself, saying like, "Hey, I posted a blah." I don't even know what the fuck he said, but it's just nonsense because these people who follow him, they don't even believe the shit that he's posting, and I think part of the problem too is that he's posting it on truth, and you have to like have like a full on like you have to like go and it's like, you got to sign up for it.
Well, it's called
Um,
truth.
truth, right. Yes, we're air quoting.
Air quoting
Um,
so hardcore, my fingers got carpal tunnel.
but it's gross. But there were some fantastic jokes around when Trump did that, that like it was like, the smoke, if it's black, then blah blah blah. But someone was like, if it's orange, then it's Trump. I love it. I love the imagery. I'm sorry I can't give credit to whoever's fucking said that,
Oh
but
my God, that's so
I think it was like
funny.
Jimmy Kimmel. But anyways, so yeah, Trump is just ridiculous. I was thinking like, you know what? I feel it's marketing team, but I feel like if they had chosen Trump, that would have been great. Oh, Jimmy Kimmel said, I hope that he does. I hope that they do make him. They do make him Pope because then we would only have to see him twice a year. Like we would not.
Girl, can I tell
Be
you
with
that I
each
actually
other.
was just thinking about this the other day? I was like, I cannot remember the last time that I've seen an article about the president every single solitary day.
Go away.
Like, I
We're done
don't
with you.
remember. Like in when Obama was president, I do not remember that he was in every single day. There was a brand new thing that he was signing, a brand new article that he was against, a brand new thing. Da, 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 da. I don't remember it being such a like a whole influx of like, holy shit, why are we seeing so much of this?
It's nuts. It's totally nuts. No, we are. It's not just
Batshit.
it is. And even though we know this is the tactic, it still hurts my brain. Like
No,
it
it hurts my patriotism because no
hurts
one's
my
gonna ever hold up a American flag. What's gonna happen on 4th of July? I'm not gonna buy American flag tank top is all I know.
From Old
I'm,
Navy.
I'll just Old Navy
Old Navy's
performance
gonna
fleece.
think again.
Old Navy is going to be like, you know what? I think this year we're going to take the year off.
Tone it down a little bit.
I'm
Read
going to
the
call,
room, Old
okay,
Navy.
I'm going to call it now. As long as Old Navy is not run by Republicans,
Probably
I
is.
feel like, but they probably are. I feel like this year they're going to legitimately make a shitstorm, which is actually going to be bringing a lot of business to them again. If they announce like this year, due to the politics in America, we are not going to provide an Old Navy American flag t-shirt like we do every single year since the dawn of time. Since literally since dinosaurs were gone from the earth, we have provided an American flag t-shirt because I had one. Let me tell you, I had a couple um, from my youth. Uh, I feel like this might be the year that they actually are going to take a stand. Hopefully, dear God, please, I'm going to email them after this episode because, oh my God, I would love it if that was the case where they're like, you know what? We're going to take a step back this year, guys. Have a good one. Hope for the best. Because, I mean, what is the whole thing of 4th of July? Patriotism. So happy to meet America, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of a rough time out here, y'all. Like, it's not good. It's not great. It's not patriotism. I'm not proud to be an American. And I'm free. No, I feel like we're all gonna get deported at some point. It doesn't matter if we were born in America or not.
Well, it's a possibility. People are
I
getting
mean,
deported.
speaking of the real ID, that deadline happened this week, and expecting definitely video feedback of people who are arriving at airports at some point in the next like week or two of people that are like, I didn't know the real ID was happening this week. What are you talking about? I can't just like go to my freaking airline and just like use my regular ID. No, no, no. You need to use your real ID, and that's gonna be an uproar. I imagine that's gonna
Going
happen,
on
and
for
I
so long. Like they've
well,
been like,
we've no,
yeah,
we've all heard about it. We all have heard about it. But there's people out there that have definitely been like, close my like, that doesn't affect me. That doesn't affect me. I'm not going out of country. No, it doesn't matter. You're going out of anywhere. You're going on a plane anywhere. You need it.
yeah, yeah. You're just you have your real ID. You
No,
got it ready to go.
I no, I have a passport and a passport card.
Okay, you're good then.
Mhm.
I think I when I changed address, oh, and I had to get like I had to renew mine, so I ended up getting it like then. So I'm
A
good
real
and
ID?
and then I have my passport. So I think I'm good now. But I did see on the news this week that at the Oakland airport the first day that like it went into effect, they were letting people know like, hey, this is in effect now. We're gonna like help you today. But like going forward, you need to like get your shit together, basically.
So
So
the people
that's
that
nice.
left are going to need to come back with a real ID.
Um, that's a great question. I don't know if that was like across the board TSA or if that was like an Oakland thing. And I think it might have been across the board, like first, like maybe it's just maybe they're giving like a grace period. But that's a good call out because if you're going to Chicago,
What are you
Oakland,
gonna do? You're gonna have to go to like the Chicago DMV to get a real ID to get come back?
I'm gonna say someone's gonna have to let you through. But yeah, they're giving like a grace period. And I don't know if that's an official thing, but I'm sure the stories are good about it. I really don't know how to answer that.
No, that's why I'm saying. I literally put in our notes, I was like, I'm expecting to see videos of people being in an uproar, being like, I didn't know about this. What are you talking about? I can't go home. I have tickets. I have to be on my airplane in 20 minutes. Like, we're gonna see all of those videos wrapped online within the next like week or two, guaranteed.
I'm excited. Bring them on.
We'll talk about it next week.
Okay, talk to me.
Um,
Social media history used for visa approvals. Is that our
oh, that ties into this.
oh yeah.
So I'm gonna tag this video, but Nikki Glazer, she was the host of Golden Globes. She's an amazing comedian. She's super funny. She's super stunning, all the things. But she actually was just recently on a podcast and someone talked about it. It was like, oh, like, don't you feel like, do you ever feel threatened by the fact that you do talk about the president in your stand-up, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, actually, for me, not for me, no, because I haven't left the country. However, I did have a comedian friend leave the country, and when they came back, they were asked verbatim, what do you do? Who are you? What do you do? Have you ever spoken negatively about the president? And she answered honestly. She's like, yes. And then they're like, okay, thank you. That is at this time happening where they're going to ask, and you have to ask honest or answer honestly. So if you're flagged at all, if your name is brought up on any kind of social media, they're going to ask honestly. It is not yet determined if they're going to prevent you from actually traveling yet, but just be known, me and you, Damiana, are facts.
I love
I
it.
literally,
Nikki Glazer goes, yeah, but what I have going for me is that like he's like really hot when I die. Uh-huh. So I'm gonna say it too. Oh my God, you're like so hot. How do you fit in those like chinos? What kind of shoes are those?
I love him so much. Um, yeah, so allegedly, apparently, I can't go out of the country, and nor
Oh,
can you.
I don't believe it. I'm going out of the country. Fuck this shit. Like, what are you
Well,
gonna do?
I sent you something about how by 2026 you can't go to Japan.
I
So
don't
that's the
understand.
thing
So is that from Japan or is that from the United States?
from Japan.
Japan doesn't want us because of like tourism, though.
Japan doesn't want us.
Pirates.
Where
Like
did I
they
send
have
you?
like
Hold on.
their
It
tourism is like
literally,
exploded. Is what
so did I? Where did I send it from? There's so many things. We send each other things all day, every day.
I read like a
2020.
separate
Oh,
article.
it's here. 2026 is your last chance to visit Japan. 2026 is your last chance to visit Japan. Here's why. Japan is introducing several changes to chain or to manage the surge of tourism, which hit a record high of
Yeah.
36.8 million visitors in 2024. Starting July 2025 of this year, guys. A two-tier pricing system is going to be implemented at major attractions, with
The Japan
foreigners
thing.
paying more than locals, such as 6,500 per day versus 55,000 per day for residents. Additionally, beginning November 2026, Japan's current tax-free shopping system will change to a refund-based process, requiring tourists to pay full price up front and to claim tax refunds later. The Japanese yen is also strengthening, making currency exchange less favorable to travelers. So
Yeah,
there's that.
I don't know. I think just wait it out. Like it's not our time. I wanted to go to Japan when I had like a lot of money. Anyways,
Well, in
um,
general, there's certain towns. I follow this God, what is her name? I follow this girl who does like those tasting videos. But it's more like I like it because it shows like travel videos and stuff, and it just shows like what you can actually eat and things like that in other countries. But her name is Carissa, I think. Yeah, Carissa
there's more affordable.
Dumbatcher.
Okay.
She talks about how it's so much more affordable overseas. Like literally you can spend an entire day eating and spend $10 US. So I feel like even if they were to actually enforce certain pricings, I feel like they're still doable, whereas like it's still only like going to be $15 a day.
We need to get our our situation like handled over here. Anyways, you know what I mean?
You know
I,
how it's going to be handled.
I'm gonna travel still. I'm gonna hopefully at the end of this year I can go on a trip.
Where are you going to
But
go?
I'm hoping to go to Scotland and Dublin
That's,
and
but
England.
that's not on the list. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm so
Yeah,
jealous.
hopefully we'll see. But anyways, we will see. I just think that like we're just taking this all in strides. There's bigger fish to fry. Japan, we love you, but like not right now. Read the room again. Um
All right, let's jump into a little bit of lighter news, guys. Let's move from politics to, I guess, a little bit lighter, but Taylor Swift has officially, as of today, 5'9", been subpoenaed to have to actually talk on the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni trial. So, really, this means basically she's going to be subpoenaed. She has to discuss this. It is kind of still up in the air whether or not she has to hit the stand, technically. It says that the Taylor Swift is being subpoenaed as a witness by the Justin Baldoni's attorneys for his lawsuit against Blake Lively. Blake and Taylor have been friends for a while. The status of their friendship right now at this time has become into question as Taylor got entangled in the lawsuit when the complaint against Justin filed accused Blake and her husband Ryan of ambushing and trying to intimidate him in a meeting at their penthouse when they were discussing the movie. But basically, all of the freaking comments are like, hopefully the dragon defends her mother. Because of the text that happens throughout, where Blake basically referred to as Taylor Swift as one of her dragons. So we'll see what happens there, but it's been official. She is subpoenaed, so she does have to speak. So we'll
Hmm.
see what happens, and we'll keep you up to date. Um, Another thing on a lighter front is, unfortunately, Rahoni, Real Housewives of New York, is not returning. It was actually announced today that they are no longer returning. They're putting a pause on any future seasons, meaning that the new season, the new reboot, did a full-on kibosh, unfortunately, because they only made it 2 seasons before Rahoni is now no longer happening. So we'll see what happens. I'm not surprised. Rahoni was kind of a dumpster fire. It was boring as hell last season, if I'm being completely honest, on season 2, but it is what it is. But if you wanted to see anything of the Met Gala coverage, you should definitely follow our Instagram because we are in real time there. So follow our Instagram for any like real time type of stuff that wouldn't really make sense later in the week. If you're ever curious, definitely look there. And I think we should definitely just jump into the uplifting news portion,
Good news
which
for
definitely
sipping.
the what?
Good
Oh,
news for sipping.
yes. Good news we're sipping is one of the things that I put on the list, and then I'll pass it off to Dami, is the millionaire bought bought a plot of land and built 99 tiny homes on this plot of land. So I will link everything below, but Marcel Lubrin, a Canadian millionaire, developed what he calls 12 neighborhoods, which is basically to help the homeless population not have to live on the streets. After
Mm.
selling his company to Salesforce, LeBrun chose to invest in this community. He dedicated $4 million specifically to provide the housing for the homeless, built small homes on the 248 or 240 square foot homes each, and it's about 99 of them on this plot of land, and they are all powered by solar.
How
They
about
all have living areas, bathrooms, and kitchens, and sleeping areas, obviously. And then 12 neighborhoods offers more than shelter with on-site amenities like a cafe, a print shop, and community gardens. Residents find opportunities for employment and skill development on the property. I'm gonna drop it down below, but there's just a lot more information that you need to read about. But this is fantastic. And if every single person that had a large chunk of money could sacrifice $4 million, I
yeah.
think why not, dude? Like, come on. I posted something recently that was like, for every one homeless person, there is 28 vacant properties that
I saw
are
that.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just so sad. It's like there's literally for every one homeless person, there's 28 vacant homes that they could be living in.
I
So like, why
mean,
not?
yeah, I think the sentiment is like we're all just like the security that we have a lot of the times it's kind of like false. Like anyone could be in this situation. Anyone. It's not about people who are addicted. It's not just about people who are addicted, and it's not just about people who have mental health issues. Like these are people who also, may have lost their jobs. But also I just love the sentiment of like someone had put so rich, you solve problems instead of creating them. It's just something so simple just to give someone back their humanity. So I love that. Thank you for sharing
And
that. That was great.
yeah, and how many millionaires are out there right now that could literally sacrifice a few million of their quadrillion or whatever it is? Like they could be doing the same thing. Are they? Probably not.
Yeah.
That's
What a
just
good.
what's the sickening part of it all is like they could be doing so much more. And I feel like I hope that it does kind of cross their desks in a way, but I'm sure it'll only cross the people that work for them. They could be doing the same thing.
Absolutely. More of that. I love that.
Yeah.
So my good news I'm sipping is about an 81-year-old waitress who couldn't retire. And so a stranger was able to raise 300K for her so that she could retire. So Tammy Kunzer, a Pittsburgh area esthetician and TikToker, was recently grabbing a bite with her young son Leo. Leo, at a local restaurant called Eat and Park when she noticed her friendly server Betty was struggling to get around. She then overheard her confiding to another patron that she was suffering from chronic back pain but needed a job because her $910 monthly Social Security payout wasn't nearly enough to cover her bills. So she posted a video begging for it to go viral, and it did. She said that, like, hey, I have $40 in my purse, and that's what I'm going to leave her for a tip. She said she can hardly walk, is what she added. So, Betty was touched, and I worked. She said, Betty is the waitress. She said, I worked all my life as a waitress, and I can't retire. So she's really grateful, and she said her sense of humor and underrated resilience was moving. I'm 81, but I can still outdo all these whippersnappers, she cracked. And goes her and her son said goodbye. Betty said, take care and enjoy life because it'll go by fast. So they were able to raise money and Betty can now retire. So I just thought that was such good news and like just like a way of like community. Like you made like look at this. This is like you billionaire who can provide for her, that one person, but you're like involving your community and telling them like, hey, let's pitch in, like, let's take care of our elders. So major fucking claps to that. Like, I love that. That touches my heart, my soul. Like, yes, let's take care of each other.
That actually reminds me of something I saw on Sarah Foster. She's actually one of the Foster sisters who did the infamous show, the one with, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Seth Brody and Kristen Bell, and they just did on Netflix, and it was amazing. He was the rabbi, and she was like the regular girl that fall in
Oh,
love. They
with
just produced,
yeah,
yeah. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants
everyone
this.
else is so good.
So they are the Foster sisters are the executive producers. Well, if you follow and we do on our Instagram, but Sarah Foster and Aaron Foster both are very big like proponents in their community. One of the things that Sarah Foster posted was an old man that works at Sprouts. He lives out of his car and can't, even though he works at for 40 hours a week at Sprouts,
Mhm.
because he works in California and he works in LA, and you can't basically afford any rent, even if you work 40 hours a week, is basically the evidence there. You can't afford, if you're given the minimum wage or whatever it may be, and you have a substantial job, 40 hours a week, and he even says this on camera, you are not able to actually have a livable rent and you're not able to pay rent. That is the saddest thing ever because, like, I mean, I'm a single mom and I'm doing what I can do for my children. I always make sure I prioritize car, rent, insurance, etc. But
Yeah.
it's like if you are p buying, like, or not, if you're paying for rent when you're working 40 hours a week and you can't even do that, like, and you're forced to live in your car, that is a catastrophe. So she posted on her story, there was a GoFundMe for this guy. And someone approached, it was like one of those things was like, what if I told you that you don't have to live in your car anymore or whatever? And he's like,
Mhm.
what are you talking about? He's like, we have raised, and it was like something astronomical, like $100,000 or whatever, where he could actually afford rent and not just like for the month. Like he could afford rent for some time and even potentially a car or something. And she posted it, and she's like very much like, so if you follow the foster sisters, they are so great. They post everything about like, promoting anything anti-Semitic. They promote anything like talking about anti-Semitism and like how you can help the Israeli community and the Jewish community and like, obviously talking negatively about the anti-Semitic movement and all that stuff and all the people that are like, oh, this is okay. It's totally acceptable. It's like, no, it's not. They also talk about like, they share just things in their community, like how you can help people who are doing what they can to survive and barely.
Yeah, it's about
So,
community. It's about helping each other. That's how we become stronger. That's how we become better. I mean, I
yeah.
totally I love that. I love that sentiment. It's not just about the random and far and few between billionaires saving us. Because
And it's
they're
not about those random videos that you see online where it's like, oh, let's help this person with like no, it's like legitimately they try to help anytime it crosses their desk, they'll promote it.
Yeah. And it like, but like it starts with us. Like it starts with like your average everyday person just looking at someone who like giving someone the benefit of the doubt that like, hey, they're human, and like instead of being afraid or ignoring like a homeless person, like look at them. Just look at them. If it gives you, if they scare the shit out of you, follow that intuition. I'm not saying not to, but like
Okay.
also you gotta like give them a little bit of humanity too. Like sometimes somebody just needs like a
I
power
have a
bar
little
that
bit of
you have
help.
for just a little bit of help. Yeah. I mean,
Well,
like just be the
that reminds me of when I was pregnant with Wyatt. I was with Forrest, but I was able to like leave Forrest behind with his, father at the time. And I went to just to go grab like I think it was like I went to go grab gas and at the time I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna grab water and a couple of things." So I grabbed gas, then I went and parked and brought I think I was by myself. Yeah, I was just pregnant at the time. Okay. Um, I remember walking in and there was just a guy sitting out front and he wasn't like a drug addict. He wasn't yelling at you. He wasn't like the prototypical like cliche that you just see where it's like, oh, well, this person was being like angry towards me. No, he was just literally just like down on his luck and he was like a younger guy and he just asked, he's like, he was just like mumbling under his breath. He's like, "Can you buy me water? Can you buy?" It was hot. I remember
oh,
distinctly, it was a hot, hot day. Like the temperature was heavy. And in Paso Robles, it's very much like Sacramento. If you're in Sacramento at all or
ah,
ever been to Paso Robles, it gets, when it gets hot, it's like you can feel it in your bones. Like it's
ah,
hot.
yeah,
So I want
not
to
safe to
say,
be up.
oh God, no. Good Lord, no. He was thankfully under the shade of like the, whatever the gas station canopy thing or whatever it's called. But he said he just kept mumbling for anybody that was walking. He's like, "Can you get me water? Can you get me water?" kind of thing. And I just went in and got him the biggest thing of water I could find. And I without even saying a word, I just handed to him as I was walking out. And I handed him water and I handed him like a trail mix snack. And I just handed both of them because I was like, obviously, after you're th like thirsty, you're probably hungry too. So I just handed him water and like one of those like single trail mix snacks that you can get at the gas station. And I just handed it to him and he just said, "Thank you so much." And I was like, "Of course." And that's it. Like the whole correspondence was that it wasn't this whole thing. It wasn't this whole shebang. It wasn't this whole ordeal. Be a human. Like if you see it's a hot ass fucking day, there is somebody obviously so thirsty for water, so hot. They've probably been walking around all day, and this is like their only reprieve, and there's no one actually acknowledging them as a human. All he was doing was asking for water. He wasn't asking for money because, like, the first thought in everyone's brain is like, oh, the money's for drugs. Like, no, he was literally just asking for water.
That's what you can do. Like that's what my mom does. She throughout the year, she will see a homeless person and provide supplies to them. But specifically
Yeah,
on Christmas, what she does is she drives around and she gives them a pack of socks, toothbrush and toothpaste, snacks and
I love
like
your mom.
She's always been that person. She's always had a soft spot, and that has,
Yeah.
like, been instilled in me. And so like when I see someone, like I am like I purposely at times in my life I will get free snacks and I put them in my purse or my car, and I purposely do this so that like when I come across someone, like there you go, and I will give them the whole shebang. Like, you need this all. I don't save it. It's like, this is all for you. And I'm like, I don't care if you're not healthy. I want this random like techie snack that I got. But they're probably really happy. But like, I just think it's so important to bring back the humanity where you
Treat them
can.
as humans.
And listen, I'm not perfect. There are times where like I'm like, oh shit, like I'm alone. It's nighttime. Like right now is not the time for me to do that. But there are other
No, be
times.
mindful. Don't be smart about it. You're
Yeah,
right. You're right. You're right. You're
I
right.
think like where I can and when I can, like 100%. So, anyways, I'm glad that we added this section. If you're listening, we added this section called "Good News We're Sipping." So if
Yes.
you hear of any good news, like let us know. We needed this. And Danielle and I are complex individuals
So,
who
okay.
yeah.
So if you do follow our Instagram, you can see that we don't just post the negative. We don't just post this. We post pop culture. We post the things we're watching. We post the nice things in the community. We post the happy things too. Like, so highly recommend following our Instagram because we do not just post like anti-Trump stuff. Like, we post the positive things in the community and what people are doing and just like the nice things that are like society is doing for their community in general, not just ours, but in general, because we want to do shout out like people are good out there. It's not all bad. And unfortunately, right now, I feel like in the news, it is a lot of bad and it's just a lot of highlighted, like just negativity out there, but there's still good out there and there's still good people. So follow our Instagram because sometimes we do get on it like, hullabaloo about the negative things in the
Try
news,
not to.
but it's not all negative. Like there are still good things out there and things that we want to highlight. So we want to make sure to have that point. We will highlight the good. We promise. We won't make it all just negative, I swear. Um, but I think that kind of goes into the what we watch. Let's shift our little focus. If we have anything else, we'll definitely put it at the end, but let's shift over to what we watched. There was a lot, so that's great. I watched probably, I think, a lot more than I think actually it was 50-50 to be completely frank, because I want to say I put like half the things on the list, but the 4 seasons on Netflix, it was such an easy watch. I watched it last weekend, watched the entire season. It's 2 episodes per season, meaning it talks about like winter, spring, summer, fall. Two
Cool.
episodes per season of like seasons in life and season like in outdoors, I guess. But it has Steve Carell, it has Tina Fey, it has so many awesome people. It is so freaking good. And the ending is a shocker, but it's so good. It has like comedy, real life, all the things. Highly recommend the 4 seasons on Netflix if you haven't
Heard
already
about.
watched.
I
What?
need. I said I did hear about this. This looks so good.
It is so good. It's not one where it's like it keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's definitely one where you can watch like 2 episodes here, 2 episodes there, 2 episodes here, 2 episodes there. It's not one where you have to like watch it back to back to like before you get spoiled. It's really good. I mean, technically there is a spoiler on the season, but I won't say anything. Highly recommend on Netflix, the 4 seasons. Another one was, did you watch this? Because I talked about it on our last episode, but I did watch Another Simple Favor, the ending of it, because I'd only watched like the first 2/3. I finally watched the last thirds, and you did not watch it. Okay.
I did.
Um, it's okay.
I'm laughing because I saw this Instagram reel or maybe even a TikTok reel, who knows? Where like someone is like with their phone recording the TV. of A Simple Favor, and it's like Blake Lively with that giant ass hat and Anna Kendrick behind her. She's like
No.
the person who's recording is dying laughing, and they're like I know that Blake was behind this like outfit choice, and they're just dying like of how ridiculous it is. And so
Oh
now
no,
I'm
this hat was like this big. And I'm talking like the span of a horizontal video that we're like doing right now.
yeah, it looked ridiculous. So I'm like, is it good?
Okay, so if you liked the first one, you have to obviously watch the second one.
I will. Yeah.
Something that I do recommend, so the one that I follow that has done the best Blake Lively reenactments, I guess.
Oh,
His
that
name
guy.
is, oh my God, he does the Blake Lively mouth. His name is Michael Pavano. Same Instagram, Michael AEL Pavano Pavano. He does the Blake Lively mouth. And if you know what the Blake Lively mouth is, then you know exactly what I'm talking about because it's a mouth. Um, he does so many fantastic reenactments of the Another Simple Favor. And then he has a friend doing Anna Kendrick's side with her extra teeth, where she's just like, she tucks her top lip up, and it's just like, what else? It's so funny. Oh my God, you have to watch it. So go to Michael Pavano on Instagram. I've reposted plenty of Instagram videos of him making fun of, not making fun of, it's making light of Blake Lively, but it's so funny. Oh, the hat of it all is so funny too. It's there, it's prevalent, it's there, but oh, it's so good. But if you've liked the first one, watch the second one. It's free on Apple TV. Like
Oh,
you can,
we're watching it. Listen, yeah, I agree. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna get there. It's just that
it's
there's
not an award winner. It's not going to win an Oscar. Like, but it's good.
oh no, sorry. I just saw one of my friends' doggies passed away.
Oh my God.
Sorry,
Sorry
R.I.P.
for the
the
dog.
world. Sorry, guys.
Anywho, say
Oh, okay,
sorry.
let's move on. Let's move
Um,
on to the valley. The
okay.
valley. I thought I was caught up. Danielle and I talked before we were recording, and I am one episode behind. I would have been caught up had I realized that there was another episode. I had I had the time. I watched something else. I'm so mad. I ended at Dave
Okay.
and Buster.
Okay, what did you think? Because there are thoughts.
Okay, so okay, who are we talking about? Well, okay, Dave and Buster's is mainly about is her name Michelle? Michelle and
Hmm.
Jesse.
Hmm.
Um, I thought that she was she's obviously like okay, there's two paths here. One as an empath, I'm an in-between empath, I think, because I think I can like I think like things are funny too. So maybe I'm not like a full empath. But also like I felt bad for her. Like she's going through a divorce. This guy's an asshole. And he clearly says this shit as a joke. No one's taking him seriously. And she just loses it. And I'm like, why are you losing it? Are you? And if you are, kudos. That's a lot of money to be like a sex worker for that much money is good. Like it could be worse. He could have said she's sleeping with the billionaire for $50 a night. Like, you know what I mean? Like I think it's laughable. No. Yeah, I don't know. Am I and
Well, I think that honestly, I think that Jesse had, because I did listen to the Chicks in the Office interview with Michelle, his wife. I think that Jesse had an addiction to spending money, allegedly, according to her, but apparently he was very much like once 2020 hit and COVID hit and he was like at home. He was very much like not on the front of staying at the office, being at work and all this stuff, and kind of like leaned on her. And he spent above what they actually earned, which is no go. So they're dealing with like the debt situation of it all too, with like separations. Um, where I can definitely do a playback of like thankful to the love of fucking God that I was never legally married to my ex because I never had to take on his debt that I didn't realize was present until after the fact. So really, guys, like this is also kind of a precursor of be very wary of the people that you have relationships with and such. Don't be blind. Know what's going on in the accounts because if I didn't know during the entire duration and then I found out when I did and I actually was legally bound to this person, I'd be fucking screwed royally. Just saying.
Yeah.
So be aware of like what your spouse is actually like bringing in, spending, and all of the stuff. But overall, I think the Valley is like 10 out of 10 entertainment. Ugh,
Oh
I
yeah,
think,
it is really a good show. I mean, like this is my first real Bravo show that I've watched. So,
yay.
you guys finally brought me over to the dark side. No, I think
Heck yeah, definitely dark as hell.
it's so good. It's like it's when I say so good, I mean it's not like Oscar winning good. I mean like it's just like you are tapped the F out of life
You are
and
entertained.
you need to be entertained to not be the entertainee. And you're eating chocolate and you're drinking wine and you're like, life is good. The house might be clean, it might not be. No judgment, but the Valley, put it on, guys.
Heck yeah. And if you can't watch it back to back, highly recommend. It's
Yeah.
a great binge watch when you are doing things around the house. Highly recommend that too.
Yeah.
Um, but I just also have to like reiterate what I said last week. Definitely Team Brittany.
Oh, yeah,
Jax is such a piece of shit. But anyway,
yeah.
I can't wait till you get to the next episode when he's like rage texting her from the facility.
He's
Guy, focus on what matters, bro. Stop
he's not,
rage texting.
I don't know,
He's a
like okay, so
psychopath.
I think okay, I watched that episode where like he's like buddy to his son. I don't think it's as bad. I think like right before Brittany had said like she was talking to her son and she was like, "Are you tired? You need a snack?" Like I feel like her son is like he was going, like he had a moment because you see him with
Well, he's
their
also
other friend.
he's nonverbal autistic, so you have to
Yeah,
keep
and
that in
he's
mind too.
yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm like that's his dad. I think that like it seems like Jax cares. I think that he cares. I know you said about like him giving up like his role as a parent momentarily. And maybe that was also because like this guy definitely needs help. I'm not saying that he needs
Well, you
help.
also have to remember Zach in the same exact episode when
Goes and
Zach,
sees
her
him, right? Yeah.
friend, showed up, her
I
son nuzzled
know
up to him, so you can kind of see the
all
difference.
that. Yeah, I totally saw that. I I don't know, that's a really hard one, but like I don't want to as I was watching it, I think that like yeah, he's not great. Not a great husband. I can't really speak to the fatherhood part, but what I'm seeing as a husband, no. But what I will say is like it's hard for me to like be like you're a piece of shit, go fuck yourself. But like I think that
I
the
hope,
guy
I wish one
help.
day you'd be like, you know what? I really just want to wa binge watch everything. Charlie, tend to the children. I must watch for research purposes. And you watch literally most of the precursor
Old stuff,
seasons,
right? Yeah.
and then
Like
you'll be like,
21.
oh
Yeah.
no, he's a
Yeah.
piece.
No, I'm sure, but I think that that guy needs to, like you said, he needs to be out of the spotlight. Um,
He will
he
never want to be.
he needs help. I don't want to like further put his face in the mud. He needs to go away. That's what it needs to happen. She needs to live her life. She needs to take care of, put her son first, like she's doing. So that's all I'll say to that. But anyways, yeah, not great. I love how all the dudes too, like all the guys are like, bro, like at least they're telling him. They were giving it to him. So I
And that's
think
why I'm glad that they're all like actual parents themselves or like in
I don't
marriages
know.
themselves. And it's not just like this random dude friend from college that has like never had a relationship ever trying to give his 2 cents. No, it's like people who are actually in relationships, marriages,
Mhm.
fatherhood, giving their 2 cents to where it actually makes sense. Because I
Like
hate
you
when
don't freak
they
out with
show, yeah,
your wife and you don't, yeah, you don't do that. You don't need to regulate your emotions, all of that stuff. That was chef's kiss. Good job, guys.
exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
anyway, sorry. If you wanted to say one more thing about that, I was gonna.
No, I want you to talk about the studio because I know that's an Apple TV show. Not watched, but I've heard things. What's going on?
I love it. It is so good. It's okay, so it's on Apple TV.
I ended
Um
my subscription, and that's why I didn't watch it, but I have heard about it. It's the one with Seth Rogen, right?
Seth Rogen, Catherine O'Hara. It's just fantastic. It's like, I'm trying to think of like who the, I'll look it up. The directors is Seth Rogen, but it's also, oh, where did it go? Son of a bee. Anyways, I'll find it. Ike Barinholtz. If you saw his face, you would know who he is. Catherine Hahn from, you definitely know her. She's in Scarlet Witch too. Um, there's a couple other people that you'll see, but they also have like real directors and like real writers in there that like will come through, and you're just like, it's just like one of those like kind of old timey, but it's set in current times, like Hollywood shows. And it's good. It's really good and it's funny. It's just a great, easy watch. So highly,
Is
highly
it
recommend.
more of like a comedy or like real life comedy
No,
kind of one?
it's like a comedy, and Seth Rogen drives you crazy. You're like watching him and you're like, shut up. What are you doing? Just
No,
stop.
I saw the clip where it was like showing him on stage where something was like where it had to be quiet on set and then he like kept like interrupting something. He's like, sorry, sorry, sorry. And then they're like, okay, are you fucking serious? Like at one point they're just like, are you fucking kidding me right now?
That
Like,
scene, that scene, I was like, oh, I was like next to Charlie, and I was like, if this was like, if I was in the room, it kills you to watch it. It's so bad. Bad in the sense that like you're like, shut up. Are you kidding me? It was the best worst scene I've ever seen. It's fantastic. And here's a synopsis of the studio. It's Seth Rogen stars as the newly appointed head of the movie studio, desperate for celebrity approval. He and his executive team at Continental Studios must juggle corporate demands with creative ambitions as they try to keep movies alive and relevant. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it or you were on the fence, go and watch it. It's hilarious. And that's it. That's all I gotta say about that one.
that's on Apple TV. What about the one that's on everybody's lips that I have not watched, The Last of Us? Because I know things have happened. And this, I guess, should we say spoiler alert? You can
Um,
talk about it with me. You can talk about it with me because I'm gonna be so behind. I already know the spoilers because I follow the things I follow, so I'm very much aware of what happened.
I'll
But
give light
please talk about
spoilers.
it.
Light spoilers, guys.
Just open spoilers. Just
Okay.
move along. Move along, little doggy.
So we're in what, like season three? Four. Four now.
Holy shit, you're in season 4?
Yeah.
Oh, I
No, no,
thought this
no.
was like
Two.
season 2.
It is season two. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh my God. I was about to say, oh my God, I thought this was season 2. Jesus Christ, I missed 4 seasons. Okay.
I think we're on episode four. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, guys. You haven't just like
Anyways, I
went through
apologize.
hallucination like I have.
First season, first season, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Pedro Pascal's in it. The younger like girl who plays kind of like his daughter figure is Bella Ramsey. She's in it. Also, Anna Torv is in it. She's the lookalike from they look exactly the same from oh God, what were we watching? We were talking about it together. They're on the island and we were just like our whole thing.
Yeah.
No, it's a show that me and you would watch and we would talk about it here. Oh my God, I'm going blank.
Love Island?
Not Love Island. What? Anyways, let me come back to that. Anyways, okay, so it's like got a zombie feel. It's very good, but the zombies are actually based off of a real life mushroom that actually takes over your body.
That I
Um,
put in my coffee.
is that the same mushrooms?
Mhm.
Really? Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that. Oh, that's interesting. You put it in your coffee. Well, this is
it's
great.
powder. So actually, there's a lot of companies out there. Just side note, guys, you might be targeted for this ad if you watch the show. I don't, but I've always been kind of like a proponent on the mushroom coffee. Um, there are things that are like lion's mane, and like the ones that I did was I want to like talk about it specifically, but I'm not going to log into my Amazon account. But like it's mushroom coffee. If you look up anything, it's usually a blend. And I'm going to actually dub
Oatmeal
this. So it's
or pista?
chaga, reishi, lion's mane, cordyceps, shiitake, maitake, king crumpet, agarasi, willow racket, and turkey tail. So normally the ones that I actually lean towards are on the chaga, reishi, lion's mane, cordyceps front. What is the one that took over the whole species in
It's
the
inspired by the
movie?
real world Ophiocordyceps,
Oh,
unilateral. Yeah,
that's the one.
also known as a zombie ant fungus.
Oh
Um,
yeah, no,
it's
no.
called,
The one that I really like is definitely has cordyceps in it. So
maybe it's I don't know like
it's
how that works.
me.
It's you.
It's
No,
me.
it's a really good show though. Like all jokes aside, fantastic show. That first season is fantastic. There's a giant zombie that comes like out of the woodworks and he's like just like barreling through. That like scene is just iconic. Um,
Isn't it very similar to like Stranger Things, like where they have like the designated like guy with the face and the things? I forgot. Hold on, wait. What is the Stranger Things? There's a name. Bad guy zombie. It's
Stranger.
gonna bug me.
Oh, you're talking about like the demigod?
Demigod, yeah. The one that like was like blah. Again, if you don't watch, you should be because I just did a beautiful representation. Vecna. No, Vecna is the bad guy.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking
Zombie
about. You're talking about like the pod looking like
blah.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I don't recall.
Isn't there like a designated name for the thing that's in? There's not. In 2 seasons of The Last of Us, there's not a designated name for those zombie like things.
I don't think so. Not that I've
Because I saw that there was actually like for marketing, which
there probably is.
since
There's
since I
oh
work,
okay, I know what you're
no, no,
talking about.
no.
There's yeah, there is a guy. So he has, and I've seen him a couple times, not the same guy, but like the same kind of zombie. He has like a mushroom like eye face looking thing. And it does kind of look like that. I could see that. You're
Yes.
right.
Okay. I just also need to give props to the marketing teams because I work in marketing. Um, I work in social media marketing, so we always are up to date on all the crap that happens in social media and all the things that people are promoting. But holy crap, I just need to promote the new Final Destination movie. Holy shit. There are log trucks driving around promoting the new Final Destination movie, and it is the most supreme marketing I've ever seen in my life
That is
because
hilarious.
holy shit. I am
That is
so impressed. Like, I would give an award instantly. I'd be like, oh, instantly, the Gold Feather Award of blah, 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 marketing. Like, if that existed, it needs to be like given to the person right now. Whoever came up with that marketing, stupendous, superb. the most ingenious, beautiful, ugh, chef's kiss left and right. Chef's kiss orgy on my face. It's so good. So
Wow.
good. So good. And
Well,
no, Bianca, this is not just for show. But anyway, any hoodles, buzzles. Uh, let's talk about unless you have a lot more to talk about The Last of Us, we can also
I
move
mean,
over to the pit.
it's just recommending like watch it. It's so good. There are like some steamy lesbian scenes in
Huh.
there.
I
And
didn't even know about that. I've never watched the show.
yeah, actually, yeah, I wasn't surprised. Like you see her as a little girl, and you're like, I don't know why in my brain I was like, I kind of feel like she's gonna swing that way. And then she swings that way, and you're like, yeah, I could see that. I don't know what it is. But hey. And it's got some twists and some turns. And these zombies are fantastic and it's brutal. It's good zombiness. It's if you're feeling like you need some zombie, it's
If
there
you
for you.
miss, even though it's accurate to date and it's still out there allegedly, but I
Oh,
have not watched, apparently Walking Dead is still happening.
whoa, did not know that. Sorry,
I
go
did
ahead.
not know that either.
Okay, so
It's
you
one of those.
oh,
Anyway,
go on. What about the
the
pit?
last of, yes. Oh my God, the last of the things I have to talk about. There's only a couple things, and then we are done. So don't feel like you're being wrangled in for too much. But the pit, holy crapola. I finished the pit. It's about 15 episodes on HBO Max or in the Max streaming app. Oh my God. Like I can't even like talk about it without giving spoilers away, but wow. I just have to say, wow. Well done, guys. You did what you needed to do. Ugh, I'm so happy
I'm not.
and not happy at the same time, I guess, because obviously people had to die because it's like a hospital show. But
Oh,
like legitimately so fucking good. And if they don't have a second season, I will be shocked, dismayed, bewildered, all the descriptors because if the pit does not have a season two, I will be flabbergasted because oh my God, it's so good. If you don't watch it, it's 15 episodes. Like I said last episode of our before the part one, the one before that. Um, it is 15 episodes, but every episode only represents an hour of time. So if it is literally 1 hour of that time, so every episode represents a singular hour of what happens in within that hour. And I think it's so stupendous. Hit the mark. So good. Gonna definitely, and if it doesn't get worse, I'm gonna be shocked as shit. Highly recommend on Max. And then the last thing that I would have to say that definitely hits a recommendation from me, if you like 90s slash 2000s movies, rom-coms,
yep.
comedy, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If you like that, plus if you like the good old-fashioned Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer,
Mhm.
all the fun things, the more mindless type of horror where it was just like, ugh, I can tell you right now, if you watch this movie and you liked any of the things I just talked about, you will be so fucking happy after you watch this movie. The Heart Eyes movie with Devon Sawa,
Oh,
Jordana Brewster, Olivia Holt, all the people, blah, blah, blah. You can look up the people that are in it. But I can tell you right now, every single second of this movie is just fun. You don't have to like horror. It is not gross to the point where you're like, oh my God, I have to look away. Oh my God, gross. Blah. You know, it's so stupendously done as a movie. Beautiful. Beautiful. Like obviously there's going to be scenes where I even put my face because like since I've had kids, I have to put my hand up like on certain scenes. There are certain scenes where like bodies are like compressed, imploded, and like they explode, and you're just like, okay, that sucks. I'm not gonna look. But highly recommend Hard Eyes on Netflix if you enjoy anything 90s, 2000s, 2010s. Highly recommend if you enjoy that time frame of life, you will absolutely 100% adore this movie because it hits every single thing that you miss from those time frames without it being obvious.
Hmm. I love it. I gotta see it. I know you posted about it and it looks like a lot of fun, so I'm definitely gonna watch.
It's not something serious. It's not like, oh my God, they're totally gonna win an award. No. It's gonna be one of those ones where it's like, this was fun. I had a good time. A good night. Like it's definitely one of those type of movies where it's like it just hits every single nod that you want. It hits the good feels, it hits the bad feels, it hits the suspense, it hits all the things. You're gonna love it. So highly recommend Hard Eyes on Netflix. I can't even tell you how much I recommend it. I
Yeah.
recommend it so hard. It's so
So
hardcore.
hard.
But yeah,
Well,
I think that's pretty much it for anything that we watched. Is there anything before we round out this bit of part two
no, I
episodes?
think that's it. I think we did really good. We got through everything and I feel like we killed it, girl.
That's right. All right,
Yeah.
well, guys, this one was a lengthy one, but I feel like if there is ever an instance where we feel like, maybe this one's going to go on a little bit longer than we anticipated, we're going to split into two just so we can actually devise and conquer. Um, if you don't care about the mundane day-to-day on the woman front, then guess what? You don't care about the part one. But if you like the part two of the news, the booze, and the what we choose, take a listen. Anything else? Let us know in the comments what you like, what you don't like, and we will, figure it out accordingly.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
other
subscribe,
than that,
comments. Thank you guys. Cheers.
love ya.